Hello Bobcat fans and welcome to the Bobcat Sports Showcase. I'm Brad Appleton, coming to you from College Green at Ohio University. The Ohio football team is ranked for the first time since 1968 after their 34-28 win over Akron, taking the number 25 spot. It was homecoming week at Ohio, and the Cats played in front of more than 25,000 at Peden Stadium. For more on how the Cats were able to hold on to the W, here's this week's Bobcat Rewind.
This is homecoming perfection, friends. We bring you edition 7 of 2012 of Bobcat football. It's game on between the Akron Zips and the Ohio Bobcats. Ball at the Akron 39, 1st and 10. Tettleton will take the snap, toss it left. Bo will come around and hand it off. It's a throwback pass. Landon Smith to the right side. Caught by Tettleton. 10-5-6 for the Cats. A throwback pass. Tettleton wide open from here to Norman. Ball at the Akron 13. Ohio trying to go up. Tettleton waits for the snap, takes the snap, and he stands in, looks left, throws it left. There's Foster. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Cats. Dante Foster on that fade to the far boundary. Oh, that ball was thrown perfectly, and that is the record. 39 touchdown passes thrown in the career for Tyler Tettleton. He is now number 1 all-time in that category in Ohio University history. Back to passes. Williams has time, zips it left side. There's Williams, caught it at the 3, made a move into the end zone. Touchdown Akron. 11:56 to go, quarter 3, Ohio 20, Akron 13. Play action, Tyler rolls right, back right corner of the end zone. It's caught. Troy Hill caught the ball right by the far pylon. Yes, sir. What a brilliant pass from Tyler, and what a great catch. Pitch over to the right side. Boykin got to the right side numbers, leans forward, trucks for the end zone, and he is not in yet. They don't give the signal.
Cannon says yes.
Yeah, the cannon said yes, and no official gave the word, and so this is the worst touchdown call in the history of radio. But Ohio gets in on Ryan Boykin's run, 33-14. Show me a sign. Put up your hands. Homecoming 2012 is a happy one. And the Cats get it done, 34-28 over the Akron Zips.
I think it was a game that had its ups and downs for probably both teams. We got an early start, which is something we have really not done all year long, so that was obviously very pleasing to all of us.
A great feeling for the Bobcats as they remain undefeated at 7-0, and as I mentioned earlier, they are now nationally ranked at 25. However, this week the team has a bye week and won't officially get to play as a ranked team, but that doesn't make the moment any less sweet. Pat Case spoke with a couple players, Coach Frank Solich, and even President Obama had a little bit to say about the team's recent success.
I came here today because I heard you've got a pretty fun football team to watch. Undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. A shot at the MAC championship. Maybe a BCS bid. But it is outstanding. The Bobcats are doing so well, so I want to wish you guys luck in the upcoming season.
No, you're not hallucinating. The President of the United States of America opened his speech in Athens, Ohio by recognizing the undefeated record of the Ohio University football team.
That was pretty awesome. You know, it's crazy that he actually came here to our university, and the fact that he gave us a shout out was pretty special.
You know, I was watching the whole thing just to see if he would say anything. You know, I just thought it was the coolest thing. I'm, you know, so proud to be a part of this team and to be, you know, be a part of what we're doing here. So that's really cool to have the president give us a shout out.
All politics aside, the Bobcats have certainly earned the national attention they are receiving. For the first time in 44 years, the Cats find themselves in the AP Top 25. The last time Ohio was nationally ranked, the Vietnam War was in full swing, and man had yet to set foot on the moon.
It's definitely something coming into Ohio we wanted to strive for, to make our program better than it was and give it a winning tradition, and we feel like we're getting to that.
Even head coach Frank Solich, a man who once led Big 12 Power Nebraska to a BCS national championship game, admits that this publicity is good publicity.
You know, I think it's great for the program. It gives us national recognition, which is always good for you. It's good for recruiting. I think it's good for the attitude of the players in our program right now. It's good for the attitude of our coaches. I think it's great for the fans.
Of course, with success comes a price. Ohio's rise to the ranks of college football's elite means the target on the Cats' back has grown even larger. But the players on this team are more than ready to rise up to the challenge.
Yeah, we prepare for that every time we come out on the field and practice. We know a lot of people, they want to beat us, and that's the goal of the game, is to get a win. So it's something that we prepare for, and we don't take anything for granted. So we got to keep working hard and keep pushing.
So while President Obama is pushing for 4 more years in the White House, the football team he recognized on October 17th is simply pushing to win 4 quarters of football, 1 week at a time.
A very important job. Thanks, Sarah. The Ohio soccer team traveled north to Michigan this week to take on Eastern and Western Michigan. While the Cats lost 2-1 against Eastern, they were up against Western Michigan before the game was called due to weather just 3 minutes before it counted. Tyler Roston traveled with the team and brings you all the highlights from the Cats' trip.
It's a vital part of Division I athletics, the road trip. This past weekend, I took to the road with Ohio women's soccer to see what one of these trips was really like. So what's there to do on a 5-hour road trip? Well, you can drive, read, or most likely make a replica of your opponent's logo out of food items. So with the contest underway, a quick stop at Kroger was in order, and figuring out a strategy became the name of the game.
Strategy is not to waste our time talking about strategy.
Back on the bus, things were getting heated, and stopping for dinner meant the competition had come to a close.
I like this team just because they're close. Yeah, the proximity.
Following a short presentation from each group, the judges had made their decisions. While the replicas didn't make it back on the bus, the players were hoping these 2 small victories were a sign of things to come. A quick turnaround from Thursday night to Friday morning saw the Bobcats gearing up for Game 1 against Eastern Michigan University.
Is that certain?
Okay.
Be who you really are. Let all the frustrations and everything else go away, whatever it might be, and just play soccer.
It's frustrating when they're able to execute, in the final 20 minutes what they should have done from the first minute on.
With a loss in the books, it was once again back to the bus. Next stop, Kalamazoo. A late Friday night was met by an off day on Saturday, but that didn't slow these Cats down one bit. A video session followed by training left Ohio crisp and ready for Sunday's game against Western Michigan University. But the student in student-athlete is often overlooked, and between the games, practices, and bus rides, there is some downtime. So a little studying was most certainly in order, and the players made some time for a movie or two and making fun of the cameraman. With the final day of the road trip upon them, Ohio was locked in and ready to secure their first win of the trip.
So Ohio soccer played 68 minutes, and then the game got postponed. Right now, it's about 3:20. We only have until 4 o'clock. The refs deemed the field unplayable right now. I'm not really sure why.
These Bobcats worked as hard as they could to get the field in playing condition, and even inspired this reporter to help out just a bit. However, their efforts would be in vain as time would run out. But I quickly learned that even though there wouldn't be a finish to the game, there was still some fun to be had. Finally, it was back to the bus and back to work on the long road trip to Athens. When all was said and done, Ohio had spent 4 days on the road, and yet while it was a whirlwind for someone on the outside, it was just another weekend in the life of a student-athlete.
Win or lose, looks like the girls still had a fun trip. Thanks, Tyler. And with that comes the end of another episode of the Bobcat Sports Showcase. Don't forget, for on-the-go Ohio athletics coverage, to follow us on Twitter at Bobcat Showcase and check us out on the web at woub.org/showcase. For me and the rest of the crew, I'm Brad Appleton, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.